All right, they changed around the YouTube streaming system, so it's a little different than I remember it. That's why I'm like probably going to be taking a couple more seconds to start this up than I usually do, just because it looks a little different. I know you can also what's it called? Schedule streams. You've been able to do that for a while. I never really done it before. I tried it once, and I don't really feel like doing it again. It's probably a good thing to do. I should probably do it more often just because it lets people know exactly when I'm going to start rather than just jumping right into it like I usually do. I don't know. I just prefer jumping right into it for some reason, though. I might put these on just. Honestly, the only reason I like to put the headset on is just so I don't hear background noise like around my house or outside and it distracts me. So I honestly, I'll sometimes wear headphones literally just for that reason, even though they're not, nothing's playing in them. Actually, no, if I hear donations, it's good to have them on. But I talk a lot louder when I have them on, so I don't know if that's better or worse. Just depends. What's up, David? What's up, Chuck? Sly Y, Mike Ramirez. How you doing? Are you caught up on The Boys season 3? No. But actually, I will say though, I am thinking about doing reactions to The Boys. Haven't watched a single episode of it yet though, and I was gonna start it really soon, like really really soon, but I just got caught up in a lot of stuff. So if I do start it, it might be like honestly within the next couple weeks, just because it's something that a lot of people are talking about right now. So I think it would be good to start it up sooner rather than later. But I'm not too sure. I also want to start up Daredevil season 2 as well, and then we have all the other movies to do as well. This is a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. What other shows? I wanted to watch Game of Thrones as well, but that's another thing. I think I'm gonna wait till the Game of Thrones spin-off series starts, which is coming out, I think later this year. I don't really know. I haven't been following it, so I'm not 100%. But I think those are those shows I'm like mainly interested in starting. And it seems like we're gonna be watching all of the Marvel Netflix shows. I still not sure if I really want to, just because I don't expect them to get that many views, and it's not really a like it's not something I like doing is spending a lot of time on a long series. Like one video is whatever. Like one video that's not getting a lot of views, it's not a big deal. But like a whole 13, like I think there's like 13 episodes per season for most of those Netflix shows. 13 episodes, 13 videos within like the span of a month or two that don't get like anything. It's hard to justify. The Daredevil videos are doing like good enough. I really like Daredevil, so I'm gonna do it no matter what, no matter how many views it gets. But let's say I start Jessica Jones, for example, which I'm sure is a fine series. I doubt it's going to be bad, but I'm just saying, let's say I don't love it and I'm only getting like 500 views per video or something. To justify to continue doing it's going to be hard, but I'm a completionist, so I will complete it no matter what, probably, which is, I guess, the fear I have of doing all those shows because I don't know if all of them are going to be getting that much attention, and I don't know if I'm going to love all the shows enough to really want to justify spending time doing something that I'm not enjoying and also other people aren't enjoying as much. I'm sure Daredevil, obviously I'm going to finish that because Daredevil season 1 was amazing. I'm sure I'd like Punisher, it looks pretty good. Jessica Jones, I've heard some good things about it, so I might enjoy that. But like Iron Fist, I don't. Everyone that I've heard has said it was terrible, so I don't know. But I'd like to watch it to make my own opinion. I just don't know if people are going to also enjoy it, you know? The Miss Marvel videos, god awful. They're doing terrible. But I mean, I enjoyed the first couple episodes. I'm not hating the show, but I haven't loved it either. Okay, I got a lot to read here. I was just about to watch your Lost Boys reaction. It's available on Amazon. Uh, the movie's available on Amazon, like the Lost Boys. Oh yeah, I think I got it off of Amazon. I rented it. I don't think it was free. It might have been like with some subscription, but I didn't have it, so I just I rented it. How excited are you for Stranger Things season 4 volume 2 on a scale from 1 to 10? Oh, it's beyond 10. I don't think I've been excited for something more than volume 2 of Stranger Things 4. Like out of everything from 2022, this is definitely the most excited I've been for. I don't know about that actually. The Batman was pretty high up there in terms of excitement, in terms of like film stuff, not like in terms of anything in life, but in terms of film or show related stuff. Definitely, this is up there for one of the most hyped I've been for a show. But I will say, I think Stranger Things 4 so far is already my favorite piece of media to come from 2022. Out of anything, out of any movie, out of any show, it's definitely got to be my favorite piece of media so far. So hopefully Volume 2 lives up, and I think it will. I have faith in that, but we'll have to wait and see. There are 2 episodes left of The Boys to air this season, one tonight and one next week. Oh, okay. Giancarlo Esposito is great, but don't watch any trailers. Try to go in blind if possible. I didn't even know he was in it, to be honest. But okay, yeah. I might start it really soon. Then it might be like next week or something. This week we just have to do Stranger Things 4, finish that up. We still have Miss Marvel to finish, which I honestly don't know if I even want to do 2 more videos on it because of how poorly the videos are doing. But I'm gonna finish it anyways because I'm already there. So might as well finish it. What was your favorite reaction to films so far? So do you mean what was my favorite movie I reacted to, or do you mean what was my favorite like one to film? Like I think that's what you're asking, is which one was the most fun to film rather than which one was just the best movie. And if that's the question, then I think I'm gonna go with either it's between Malignant, Interstellar, or Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I recently did, because all those movies had the similarity of being very like mind blowing in some way and really surprised me, maybe like really excited in the reaction the whole time. I think Interstellar is probably my favorite movie I reacted to, I think, but or Logan, I don't know, one of those two. I've heard not great things about the Marvel's side series. Might not enjoy that commitment for the payoff on your channel. Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many of them too, and like I want to watch like as much as people want me to watch, but I don't know. I just don't think some of those are going to get much attention, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy doing all of them anyways. So it's hard to consider doing all of that. I'd watch it on my own regardless. I definitely would. Astro Flow with the $5 donation. Thank you so much. You ever feel like simplicity is what makes a show slash movie the best? It really depends. There's some things that the simplicity does make it better, but then there's other things where I would say I actually like more depth to it. Like if I'm watching, I don't know, like it's hard to compare video games. Video games are a completely separate thing, but for video games, for me, I feel like those are better when they're more complex because simplicity gets kind of stale rather fast. But a movie, it doesn't matter because you just watch it once and you're probably not going to watch it again. You might watch it again. I don't know. I do think complexity makes a movie more rewatchable. Like Interstellar is a very complex movie, but that makes it so rewatchable. I love rewatching that movie because I learn something new every time I watch it. And there's a bunch of theories you can have. You can talk about the movie a lot. There's a lot to say about it. But a more simple movie is something that's easier to enjoy right off the get go. You don't have to put more time into understanding it. You just kind of get it right away. So I think it depends. I don't really think it matters either way. I think that's my best answer I can give for that. I don't think either way is better than the other. I don't know if you've seen Breaking Bad yet or Better Call Saul. I've seen Breaking Bad, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. Better Call Saul, though, I've only seen the first couple episodes, so I might do reactions to that someday. I don't know, but I'd probably just, because I only think I have like a couple episodes of season 1 left. I'd probably just finish season 1 on my own, just do that, and then start season 2 for the videos. Because I don't know if people would really care to see me rewatch episodes I've already seen. I don't know. What was set up here? Love the Pixar tier list video and agreed with like 90% of it. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed doing that one. I did, because there's a lot of ones on there that I was really nostalgic for, so it was fun to talk about it. Going back to watching all the new ones was interesting too. I didn't really like as many of them as I was hoping. Obviously, they were much lower on the list compared to some of the older ones, but there was a couple that snuck their way up to the top area. Would you consider reaching to it if not? Oh, and would you consider? Oh, you were talking about the Breaking Bad thing. Okay, and you said would you consider reacting to it? Okay, and I answered the question. Yeah, I have seen Breaking Bad, but if I haven't, I would have 100% reacted to it by now for sure, because of how popular it is and how beloved people talk about it. I haven't seen the Umbrella Academy or the Halo series. I was gonna watch the Halo series actually, but I just didn't find time for it. And then I heard a lot of people talking shit about it, and then I just lost interest, I guess. I haven't even played the Halo games more than like once or twice. I played Halo Infinite a little bit, and I haven't played any other Halo games like at all. So I don't have any connection to Halo, so it's not like I have this. Like if I played the games, I'm sure I would be more interested in watching a series based on it, but I had no prior connection to it, so it was kind of just, you know, it was just like, oh, I might watch it just to watch it. Miss Marvel is so mid. Yeah, I called it mid Marvel the other day. I thought that was. I don't. It's not like it's just nothing crazy has happened yet. That's kind of the thing. It's just been focused on telling a story about Kamala and her family, and it's interesting at a surface level. It's just like if you compare it to the other Marvel shows and stuff, I just don't see much happening thus far. And the recent episode felt like, I hate using the word cringy, but it was kind of cringy. Like the recent episode, like some of the dialogue and like some of those fight scenes, it just like it kind of hurt my soul a little bit. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just I'm just not loving it. I might do. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in this, but I might do a Disney Plus series ranking for the Star Wars and Marvel shows. I think that would be kind of interesting. I might wait though. I want to maybe watch She-Hulk and Andor first, and then we could do it. I think that'd be probably towards the end of the summer then. But I don't know. Maybe I could do it right after Miss Marvel. I don't know. But I'm just because the thing is, those series are really interesting to me because a lot of them I really do like, but some of them I really just didn't really care for as much as I wish I did. I just have a lot to say about it, so. YouTube's doing this thing now where it's telling me now would be a good time to insert ads. Like you can insert ads now. I don't want to do that. Make you guys watch a stupid ad. I thought it just automatically added ads. Now I have to do it myself. I feel like it's kind of weird. Because I kind of just like it when it's like, oh, people come on the video, they get an ad at a random point, rather than me having to forcefully put an ad onto people. That just seems wrong. I have a 3-episode policy. If the first 3 episodes don't grab my attention, I don't finish the show. That's fair. If I wasn't doing reactions to it, that's would be my policy as well, I think. But because I do reactions, I just feel like I have to. I don't know. Stranger Things is so soon. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about like waking up because it comes out at 3 a.m. where I'm at, so I guess I'm just gonna wake up as early as I can. I'm not gonna stay up till 3 a.m. to watch it because that would be really dumb. That's basically just pulling an all nighter there, and I don't have the energy for that. So I'll be waking up probably like 5 6 a.m. and doing the videos as soon as I can, watching it as soon as I can because I don't want to get spoiled, and I would like to post the videos as soon as I can, regardless. So. I love the what the fuck moments in your Jeepers Creepers reaction. Yeah, there was a lot of those moments in there. I think I'll do the sequel because a lot of people were telling me to do the sequel in the comments, and the video's doing pretty well, so I think I'll do the sequel. Probably not the third one though. I'll watch the third one on my own because I read all my comments. I do. I try to read as many as I can. Maybe not all, but I try to read as many as I can. And um, it seemed like the general consensus was watch the second one, don't watch the third one. So that's fair. We will do that. I just started The Boys last week, and I'm already on season 2. It's good, but the episodes are long. Are they like an hour long or something? Do you watch Breaking Bad? Well, yeah, I already watched it. Sometimes I repeat questions, by the ways. I hate because the thing is, I know not everyone's going to be watching the whole live stream, but sometimes there are questions that are repeated. But I answer them anyways if they're quick to answer. If it's a long question to answer, I probably won't re-answer it. I might just let you know, like, oh, I already answered that before. Just because I don't want to, like, people who are watching the whole thing, I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. But if it's just a simple question like that, I have no problem re-answering it. If I remember correctly, you said in a past live stream that you were in band in school. Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were in a band, as in like I was in a band. I was like, when did I ever say that? But yeah, I was in school, but I wasn't like that into it. It was just middle school. It wasn't high school. So, and I'll be completely honest. At least for my um, town, being in band in middle school was not that serious. Like no one really took it seriously until high school. That's when everyone took it more seriously. But I did not do it in high school, so I wouldn't really say I was that serious about it. But I don't think that's what got me into film scores and music and stuff and movies. I think it's just a matter of that's just how I always have been. I've always loved music and movies. I don't think that's ever really changed. That's always been something that's kind of helped give things like it gives things like music for me has sort of like a very good nostalgic effect, right? So like if you hear something from the past, it'll help remember of that time better, that sort of a thing. I mean, literally Stranger Things season 4 is all about this. This is literally like the whole story is that music can, hit parts of the brain that like other things can't. It's literally that's reality. That the show's not making that up. Like that's why I love season 4 so much, is because it's not even making that shit up. Like that's a real thing. So you can have these nostalgic feelings for old things just based off of music, and that helps movies and shows so much, because when you like rewatch something that you haven't seen since you were a young child or something, like it really brings you back to when you were a child, just because of the music. And the film scores are, I think, even more important than like the licensed music. Like I love soundtracks when they get licensed music, and I mean you look at something like I don't know, like James Gunn's movies and stuff, like they always have a lot of great music, and that's awesome. But like I think film scores are even more impactful because they're original to that movie, and that's huge. And it adds so much to the scene, it adds so much to the emotion. It makes us like feel like we're in the state of mind of these characters because of how the music's able to make you feel certain with things that otherwise you probably wouldn't feel those things. Like there's so many sad scenes in movies. I don't think they'd be nearly as sad if you didn't have the music. The music adds so much to it. It's insane. Are you gonna watch Minions: The Rise of Gru? I'm not planning on it. Would I see it as a joke? Maybe, but I'm not like excited to go to the theaters to watch it or anything. I don't really watch animated movies that much in general, so like if I do go to see it, it has to be one I'm actually like genuinely really excited for. Like I think Pixar's movies are the only ones I will probably be more excited to go watch. But no, Minions: The Rise of Gru, I just no, I don't. Actually, I guess Spider-Verse 2 is one I'll be excited to see. Favorite horror film with almost no blood or gore? It's a good question. I really have to think about that one though. Um, Silence of the Lambs doesn't have a crazy amount. I mean, no, that's not true at all. That's a lie. There's some scenes in that. Yeah, no, the shit that Hannibal does in that movie. Never mind. That's pretty gory. Um, I don't. I can check my letterbox. Maybe we can go through my top horror films, and you can just find the one at the top that has the least amount of gore. Maybe I don't know. How do I like? I could zoom in. Yeah, I think that'll look okay. Okay. A Quiet Place doesn't. I mean, she steps on a nail, but that's not anything too crazy. I'd say probably A Quiet Place then, because these have gore. Um, it doesn't have a crazy amount of gore. Yeah, I'd say probably A Quiet Place. I don't really think that was a gory movie. You got premium, no ads. Yeah, I actually do too. It's really good. I don't blame Marvel for trying new things for this phase, but man, I think Thor 4 and Spider-Man have been the only been have really only been have really been the only bangers. Okay, you typed that completely correctly, but for some reason I can't read today. Have been the only bangers of the phase so far. Have you seen Thor 4 already? I know some people saw it early for whatever reasons. Some people have seen early screeners and such, but um for me, for this phase, I enjoyed, obviously Spider-Man No Way Home was the best of this phase. I think Shang-Chi was good. I thought Black Widow was okay. Eternals was, I liked it more the first time I watched it, but the more I've thought about it, it's a little bit lower on my list, but I still think it's okay. Um what other movies came out this for this phase? Oh, Doctor Strange. No, I love Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I will say I think the only ones I've loved were Spider-Man and Doctor Strange 2. And I have high hopes for Thor 4, but I don't really know exactly how I'm going to feel about it. And then for the shows, I've liked some of them, haven't liked other ones. Just depends, I guess. Are you excited for Nope from Jordan Peele? Also amazing content, dude. You're dope. Thank you very much. I'm not like excited for it. I'm gonna see it, but I'm not that excited. I'm just kind of like Yeah, I'll go see it. Check it out. Have you seen the Arrowverse shows? Nope. Because I've seen like trailers and clips, and I'll be honest, I don't know if the shows are actually really damn good, but they've all looked like just not good at all to me. But I'm sure they are good. I'm sure they're fine. Some of them at least. But I've seen some clips from some of them. Some of them look fine. Like I think Arrow looked good. But like the Flash, just I don't know. It doesn't look interesting to me, and a lot of the other ones, just oh, god damn, I don't know. I've seen some terrible clips from them, but that's just clips. That doesn't really give the full context, the full story. Volume 2 is coming at 12. Well, it's coming at 12 Pacific time. It should be coming at 3 Eastern time, and I'm on the Eastern time zone, so it's coming out at 3 for me. Them lucky UK bastards get it at 9 a.m., huh? I would love that, man. Having it released at 9 a.m. That's just so much easier. I just wake up at 9 a.m. Don't have to wake up at fucking like 5 or 6. If I wasn't doing content on it, it wouldn't matter. I would just watch it whenever I can. But because I do content on it, I want to do it as soon as possible. Do you prefer the Walking Dead TV show or a comic, and why? I prefer the show just from an entertainment standpoint, but I think the comic has a more consistent story. It's just, but it makes sense why that's the case, because the comic doesn't have to deal with the issues of having a TV show with, you know, budget constraints and all that stuff. It can just write its story it wants to do and just go for it. So I guess that's the difference there. They're about an hour or hour and a half long. Really? How many episodes are there? Will you ever replay the Telltale game series, or do you not really think you'll go back to it? Also, what are your views on Clementine comic? I don't really have a reason to go back and play them, only because I play them so many damn times. So that story and like most of the different outcomes are like ingrained in my mind just because I've either played them a bunch or watched people playing them a bunch, at least for season 1 and 2. Season 3 and 4, not as much, just because I didn't like them as much, but I like season 4. I just not as much as 1 and 2, I think, but I don't think I'd replay them anytime soon, no. I do like watching people play it though. Like I'll consistently watch people's reactions to it because it's a really solid game. What it's the thing is like it's a really solid story for the most part, but there's so many things about it that you can tell they just I just want to see an adaptation of it brought to television. I've probably said this a million times, but I think that story would work so well in a TV show form, you know. And what are your views on the Clementine comic? I haven't read them, but I've heard of like stuff that happens in them, and I think they're just. It does seem a little like they're just trying to get people to, you know, because they know how much people love the Clementine story, and they just want to see her in anything, so they know they'll buy comics based off of her. But it doesn't seem like the story is really like a great or interesting story to tell for Clementine. Like there's so many other stories they could tell with her. I personally would have preferred seeing a Kenny story expanded upon, but because Kenny is alive in some outcomes, and if they are able to make a comic and canonize certain outcomes, they can do the same thing for Kenny and make it so the ending where Kenny's alive is canon to like the universe of the comic that they want to do. So why the hell not, you know? But I think there's so many more interesting things they can do with that story rather than just add on to it with comics. I don't know. It's just not the best thing they could possibly have done, in my opinion. Petition for the last 2 episode reactions of Stranger Things are posted back to back. That wait time may kill me. I will try my best, actually. Yeah, I'm probably going to do both of them tomorrow. I don't intend to like wait a day or anything to post the finale. It just depends how quickly I can get them out, you know? Like I'm going to do. Sorry for the noise in the background, by the way. I can't do anything about that. Um, so I'll do the first episode as soon as I can. I'll watch it, render the full uncut for Patreon, and then edit right away. Finish the editing, upload it, and while it's uploading, I will start watching the finale, the last episode. And then once that's done, again, same thing as soon as I can. And hopefully I'll be done with it all tomorrow and won't have to worry about it going into the weekend. And you guys can watch those 2 reactions literally as soon as I can get them out. So no worries there. Who do you think kills Lance on the final part of The Walking Dead? Probably Maggie, I would say. I think it would fit Maggie. Kingsman the Golden Circle edited reaction coming soon. Yes. Should be probably this weekend, if not this weekend. No, actually no, probably Monday or Tuesday next week. Just because this weekend I'm going to do some Stranger Things content. I plan on doing a season ranking and possibly an episode ranking, but not every episode, just like top 10 episodes or something like that. But the season ranking things I think is going to be the most interesting one. I'm probably going to do that on Saturday, like directly after I'll do a season ranking. And that'll be fun. Do you prefer a soundtrack with a composed score or a soundtrack with well-known mainstream songs? I mean, both is the ideal thing, yeah, but I prefer the original music just because it's original to the movie. Because, like, I love the well-known mainstream songs and the usage they can have in movies. It's always great to hear, but I think it's more impactful when it's something that you've never heard before, and it's just specific to that movie. But there's also a lot of cases where they'll take a mainstream song and, like, remix it and turn it into something that fits that, and it works so beautifully, like Stranger Things 4 did with Running Up That Hill. Their version of Running Up That Hill in Stranger Things 4 is remixed a little bit, and it just fits so perfectly in the episode. So I think it depends, really. I prefer both, but yeah. Have you seen the animated show Invincible? I haven't, but I probably will watch it at some point. It looks pretty interesting. Hey man, love your reactions and your tier list. They're really well done. Thank you very much. The Ring, I have seen The Ring. Well, I've seen the one from 2000, the early 2000s. I've seen the one from the early 2000s. I think it was starring Naomi Watts, right? I've seen that one. I haven't seen any of the other ones though. I think there was other ones. I just haven't seen them. Have you seen the NCIS shows? Nope. I've probably seen them like randomly, just random clips in the background because they're always on like cable and stuff, but I've not like sat down and watched them seriously. What are we doing? Just a Q&A. Is it true the new Joker sequel is going to be a musical? Sounds like it, but here's the thing. I trust Todd Phillips. I do. I don't think it's going to be some stupid, ridiculous musical like I think everyone's imagining, which is why everyone's having such a negative reaction to it, which honestly, I'm having a negative reaction to it too, because I think there's so many ideas you can do with a Joker sequel that don't need to be a damn musical, but they could possibly find a way to make it work if it's like somehow able to, I don't know, visualize the mental state of Joker and Harley Quinn, because we know Harley Quinn's going to be in it. If it's able to like visualize their mental states and something about music going on in their mind that is mimicked in reality, they can make that work. And I think there's a way to do it in a brilliant way. I just don't know if it's going to be pulled off because it doesn't sound like an easy thing to be pulled off. It could very easily come across as goofy, very easily. And I'm worried about that. So, who do you think will die in Volume 2 of Stranger Things? It's a really hard, honestly, question. I'm glad I don't know. Like, I'm glad it's not obvious to me. I honestly don't think any of the kids will die, like, at all. Like, the young kids. For the older kids, maybe Eddie will die, but that's about it. I don't think Steve or Nancy or Jonathan will die. But maybe Eddie. And as for like the adults, I think there's a lot more adults who will probably die. I think a lot of the guys within the like facility that Eleven's in right now, I think a lot of them are gonna die. Possibly Brenner, like actually die. I don't think Vecna's actually gonna die. Just because I have this theory and I hope it happens. It's less of a theory and more of a like wish that the season ends with them losing to Vecna and the Upside Down actually fully goes into the main world. And we get like an apocalypse, and everyone is involved now. It's not just the kids who are involved and the few adults. It's literally the whole world is involved. They go into a legit apocalypse because, demogorgons and different monsters start coming and leeching through into the main world. And Vecna like basically just he takes over the world. That's basically what he does, right? I want that to be the end of season 4. And then season 5 comes along, and that's them dealing with this new world they live in. They're basically in an apocalypse. It's nothing like they lived in before. It would be a very dark season to end the series, and it would be all about them trying to take back the world from Vecna. That's my ideal thing here. They said there was going to be a really long time jump in season 5. That would work perfectly. They've been just a long time dealing in the apocalypse, just finding a way to live in it, and they finally come up with some plan, and then season 5 is them trying to execute that plan to, like I said, bring back the world. That's my opinion. So, have you intentionally been a jerk to someone and felt bad about it afterwards? I don't know about intentionally, but I've definitely been a jerk to people and felt bad about it. Yeah, that's definitely happened plenty of times. There's a Resident Evil series coming to Netflix. What do you think? I'm not really interested in Resident Evil that much. Like, not because I'm not interested in it, but because I just haven't seen any of the movies. I played one of the games. That's it. But I'll probably check it out at some point, maybe. I just got to watch the movies first, maybe, because I want to get at least some idea as to what the franchise is like. But I know it's separate, so I don't know if it really matters. But if you could create your own Marvel movie, what heroes are you putting in it? Also, love your channel. Thank you very much, Malcolm. My own Marvel movie, I'd probably like to do I think Spider-Man's the thing I'm most interested in, so I think I would like to do a Spider-Man property if I were to be in charge of something. And I've always been saying a Spider-Gwen movie with Emma Stone would be interesting, with Andrew Garfield returning. I think that's what I would do if I had literally anything in the world. Like, I could create literally anything. There's no restraints as to what I can do. I think that's what I would do. Make it so, like, after No Way Home, somehow Andrew Garfield didn't get sent back to his own universe, and he said he got sent back to another universe where Emma Stone's Gwen is a Spider-Gwen. That would be the most interesting thing to me. And then seeing Peter have to deal with that, I don't know, that'd be fun. Hearing you talk so passionately about music scores, I wish you would react to Lost. Michael Giacchino killed it and is the reason. I feel the same about importance of music in TV films. So here's an interesting thing. If you're wondering why I've never reacted to Lost, it's because I've actually already seen it, but when I was really young, and I don't remember it as much. Like, I remember, like, certain points, like the big points I remember completely, like word for word. But then there's certain parts in between that I don't remember as well. So I actually started rewatching it just to kind of gauge an idea as to what the show was about, like kind of grasp more of the story. But like I said, I've already seen a lot of it, and it wouldn't be much of a reaction series because I already knew a lot of the big things that were to happen. I already knew a lot of the big deaths and all that, and so that's the only reason I've never done it. So I was rewatching them myself the past couple months, and yeah, I do love this show. It is really solid. It's long though, like it's gonna take me a while to rewatch it, but I have seen this show when I was younger, so I just didn't think to react to it because of that. Because I was like, no, I don't think people would want to see me watch something that I've already seen. So everyone asked him to watch original Suspiria. It's on my list. So have you considered a VPN changing your IP location to let you watch stuff when it's available in other countries? I think I have one. I'm not sure though. But I don't really have that situation that often where I have to watch stuff in other countries anyways, to be honest. Because, yeah, everything I've ever wanted to watch, it's been available here. I think there's been like maybe one time where there wasn't a movie available, maybe once, but there's 8 or 9 a season, I believe, for The Boys. Fusion, please read this comment. I love your reactions and your shows. You're an amazing person in a nice room in the blue lights. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, Omar. I appreciate it. I like the blue lights too. I like those lights just added, I don't know, they add a feel to the videos. I always like try to match it up with the show or movie I'm watching. So I'll always try to like code it with it. I don't know. It's fun. What if Stranger Things makes season 5? They are. It's already been confirmed. Do you think Stranger Things is afraid to kill off an important character? Kind of. Just because fans are kind of a lot of shows are really like they take sometimes these things a little too seriously. Like I'm speaking from a Walking Dead fan's perspective. A lot of Walking Dead fans are like that, where they take the show so damn seriously to the point where they feel the need to attack the creators for just killing off a main character, and they act like they actually killed the person in real life. Like, I'm not going to name specific characters from The Walking Dead, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about, where like the fandom becomes like hatred just surrounding one character's death, and it's insane to me. It's insane to me. So I honestly think a lot of these shows are sometimes afraid to kill off characters. And Stranger Things, the only reason I say maybe they are is because when you really think about it, they haven't killed off that many people. And the only times they have killed people off, it's been like a fake out. I love the show, it's amazing, but like I do think they should kill someone off this season because I need to feel more stakes. I mean, an important character who's been around for a while. You know? Do you like The Walking Dead or The Last of Us more? I haven't even played The Last of Us, so I can't really speak about that, to be honest. What are you doing for the 4th of July? Just hanging out with family. It's supposed to be really warm, so. Do you think Star Wars as a franchise is going to hit rock bottom in a couple of years? I don't know about rock bottom. I don't really think it works like that for me when it comes to franchises. I don't base franchises off of like oh, it's uphill and then just goes downhill. Like I don't think of it like that. I think of it like there's a good movie, then there's a bad movie. There's good, like I think it works more like that for me. You know, like there's only some franchises where I can confidently say there was a point where it was up here and then there was another point where it was down here and then it never went back to being good again. Like it was always just really bad. I don't usually think that for a lot of shows or movies or anything. Like even The Walking Dead, it's not like that for me. Like I really love, like as an example, I love season 6, fantastic. Season 7, don't like nearly as much. I would say it's probably the worst season of the show. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely much lower. Season 8, I think, is a lot better than season 7. Season 9, I think, is even better. But then season 10, I don't like as much, and it goes back down. And season 11 goes a little bit higher. Like, it just goes up and down. It's not like a solid, like, I think a lot of people see franchises like that, where it's, oh, the first 6 seasons were amazing, and everything after that sucks. That's what a lot of people like to see it as. And I've never seen it. I don't see any franchises like that. So for Star Wars, there's a lot of great stuff that's come out since Disney took over, but there's also been a lot of stuff I haven't liked. It hasn't been just complete, everything sucked since then, you know? So, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on the pipeline I'm really excited for. I'm excited for the Ahsoka series. I'm excited for the series that takes place before the prequels. I'm excited for the Andor show. I don't have that much interest in until I saw the trailer, and the trailer actually looks really good, so I am a little bit excited for that now. The movies sound exciting. I don't know anything about them other than the directors involved and such, but that's literally it. We don't have any trailers or anything, so it's hard to see how it's going to be. Lackluster. Why are you spamming Walter White? Why? You only did it 4 times. If you did it 5 times, I think I would have blocked you, but you only did it 4 times, so it's all right. What do you think a Stranger Things spinoff will be about? So, I think my idea for that would be, and this is so important actually, to making a good spinoff. I think a good spinoff it takes place in the same universe, but with completely new characters. I don't want to see some bullshit where it's like, oh, let's tell a spinoff about Argyle or something. Obviously, they would never do that, but I'm just like, don't take a random character from the show and just expand on their story. I don't want to see that. I want to see characters on like the other side of the world or something, and a story about them dealing with the Upside Down. Because, I mean, chances are they're not the only ones dealing with Upside Down related stuff. I'm sure there's people around the world that are also dealing with it. And I'm sure stuff has happened. And if the season does end the way I'm saying it should end, with the world turning into an apocalypse, then it would be perfect because the whole world would be dealing with this. You could do a show in, like, I don't know, New York City or something, and have the show about this family or something dealing with the attack of the Upside Down into New York City. Like, stuff like that to me would be the most interesting stuff for spin-offs. That's what I would prefer. I have seen the trailer for the Avatar sequel. Yeah, it does look pretty good. I think Eleven will have to sacrifice herself in season 5 in order to contain or control the Upside Down, some sort of beautiful tragedy, bittersweet ending. I hope that's how it ends. I do. I am a fan of bittersweet endings. I don't like endings that are completely upsetting in every way, shape, and form, and I don't like endings that are completely positive in every way, shape, and form. Well, it depends on the movie, actually, but I think it would work best if it was bittersweet like that, and like it's like she just has to do it, and it would be really fitting since season 1 ended with the sacrifice that she was able to come back from, but season 5 was a bit different. But I would really love that. I would you ever make a fitness channel? Only if I had the time, maybe. Probably not. No, I don't think I know enough about fitness to make a channel. Like, yeah, I do the stuff I gotta do to just stay in shape, but it's not like I know that much about it. I wouldn't really have much of an opinion on a lot of it. What is your favorite movie of the year? The Batman currently. Second favorite would be Everything Everywhere All at Once. They're kind of close though. Like, I wouldn't say I like the Batman that much more. So I'll see you later, Jordy. Thank you for watching. Have you ever played the Batman Arkham games? No, I have one of them downloaded though. I just never played it. Have you seen Smallville? Nope. Do you think Lost is better or Peaky Blinders? I haven't seen Peaky Blinders, so I do not have an opinion on that. How long will you be live? Probably another 30, 40 minutes, maybe. Are you going to the gym today? No, I was editing all day. I have been sick the past couple of days, so honestly, that was kind of related to why I'm not going today, but I also just had too much to do. I hate missing days, I really do, but what are you gonna do? If you were offered a legitimate movie critic job, would you consider it? It depends on a lot of things. Depends on what type of company I'm working for. Depends on the salary. Depends on what's asked of me for the job. A lot of things. But that is a job I would enjoy. Like, I already do that here. I'm already reviewing movies here. It's just not attached to like a company. It's just my own self independent thing. Got the Bully McGuire hairstyle. It just does whatever it wants sometimes. And it wants to go down like Bully McGuire today, so it's just gonna have to stay like that. Have you seen the new Black Phone movie? No, but I really want to see it, and I probably will see it in theaters soon. Can Love and Thunder be better than Ragnarok? I hope it is. Unpopular opinion, but I actually didn't like Ragnarok that much. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but I don't think Ragnarok's nearly as amazing as I feel like the whole internet says it is. But that's only because I I feel like the movie went too heavy into comedy and it was not at all serious at any moments where it should have been. Well, no, there was a couple moments where it was serious, but like a lot of the stuff that was happening in that movie felt way more serious than what I feel like they were allowing for. So I wasn't crazy about that. But it was still a good movie. There's a new Beavis and Butthead movie and it slaps, really. What was your favorite episode of the new season of Stranger Things? It's between episode 4 and episode 7. I think episode 4 by just a little bit. 7 has a lot more exciting moments, but episode 4 I think is the more well-written story, and it's beautiful. Like the story in episode 4 is one of the best I've ever seen in a show. But episode 7 just has maybe a few more of those more exciting moments, I guess. But I don't know. The ending of episode 4 though is still probably the best scene I've seen in a show like in a long time. I'm gonna subscribe. How you doing? Thank you so much, Steve's videos. I appreciate it. What's a movie you like and other people hate, and the other way around? Um, what's a really good way of finding this out? Actually, I'll show you. So we're gonna look on Letterboxd because Letterboxd has all the answers to all the movie questions you can possibly have. I'm actually gonna change to this view. Yeah, this view is better just because we can like look at things a little bit better. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So the way you can find this out easily is to go to your films and then sort by the average rating lowest first. So you were asking what's a movie you like and other people hate. So this is ordered by, the top is going to be the here, let me just zoom in a little bit. The top is the lowest rated movies ever. Like, these are the lowest rated out of the ones that I have on my Letterboxd. And as we go down, it gets higher ratings, obviously. So the way you can look at it is just see what movies here do I have rated higher that is much lower. So just looking at it from here, I have Cabin Fever at 7 out of 10, but it's this damn low. So apparently I like this movie a lot more than the average person. Death Note, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars, a 6 out of 10. I didn't think Death Note was terrible. I have never seen the actual, like, you know, what do you call it? Is it a manga? Is that what they call it? I've never seen it, but on its own, I thought the movie was okay. I didn't think it was god awful, but I'm sure if you're comparing it to the original source material, yeah, I'm sure it's not, you know, living up to it or anything. But this movie Expelled, I gave a 7 out of 10. I just thought this was a fun, like, you know, teenage movie. I watched it when I was really like when it first came out, so I was like 14 at the time, but I didn't think it was terrible. I'm surprised it's this damn low. Holy shit. Date Movie, I gave a 5 out of 10, and it seems to be like one of the lowest rated movies here. Firestarter, I liked a lot more than I thought than other people did. I was also more excited for it, to be honest, but 3 out of 5 for that, and obviously, like I said, it's very low. Jason Goes to Hell, I also have a decently high rating compared to what other people would give it, I think. Transformers, Age of Extinction is also higher, I think. American Pie Bandcamp. Why is this so damn low? This movie's a classic. Superhero movie too. This movie's incredible. Why is it this damn low? I don't know. Anything else here? Nightmare on Elm Street remake, I didn't hate. Scary Movie 4, I have 4 out of 5, and apparently it's pretty low. Jason X. Oh, Jason X is definitely one of my most underrated, for sure. I actually really like I think Jason X is a lot of fun, but it's apparently rated very low. Let's go to the next page. We'll just keep looking a little bit. Aliens in the Attic, I have at a 7 out of 10. Yeah, it seems like people don't like Aliens in the Attic, huh? Paul Blart Mall Cop, why is it so low? Paul Blart has a 2.2? What are these psycho ratings? Y'all are crazy. This movie's incredible. And not even in, like... No, it's just a stupidly fun movie, but, like, not every movie has to be so serious. Like, I hate how people have this notion where it's like the movie has to do everything so seriously. Like, it's clearly a parody movie. It's a parody of Die Hard, and it's supposed to be fun and ridiculous, and that's what it is, and that's why it's so fun. But whatever. Anything else here? Cat in the Hat, I have a 9 out of 10, and apparently people don't appreciate it the same way I do. Million Ways to Die in the West, that's kind of low, actually. I gave it a decent rating. Oh, 2012. No, this is by far my most underrated movie of all time. I gave it a 2 point, or no, it has a 2.4. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Well, not really a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 10 out of 10 on Letterboxd, but in reality, I'd probably give like a 9.5 out of 10, something like that. But I love 2012. I think this is a solid movie, and the hate for it is so unwarranted. It's so ridiculous. Like, this movie's known for being a very over-the-top disaster movie, but that's the point, though. It's supposed to be a very fun, over-the-top movie that also has a lot of high stakes and actually a lot of good emotional moments. Like, I don't think this movie, like, it's very over the top, and it's fun in a way that's not supposed to be fun. It's just fun because, yes, there's crazy effects and crazy disasters that happen that, yes, it's fun seeing our characters try to escape these situations, but there actually is a lot of emotion to it, and I think it's an incredible movie, but apparently people think it's too crazy for them. And the effects were amazing for 2009. It was incredible. Yes, it was over the top, but that was kind of the point, I felt like. And I it's fine if you hated it, but I liked it. Batman v Superman, I got kind of high on this list, to be honest. Friday the 13th remake is definitely another underrated movie. The Green Hornet, I think, is kind of underrated. We'll do one more page, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's not much more. I guess. Oh, X-Men: The Last Stand, I liked a lot more than other people did. The Force Awakens is one that I think is underrated, but I don't. People don't rate it lowly on like this, it seems, but they've rated it lowly online, it seems. But for your other question, the most overrated movies. So we'll just do the other way now. These are the highest rated movies. From up here is the highest rated on Letterboxd to the lowest, and we'll just see which ones I have lower. Alien, I have a 7 out of 10. It's very, very high. I liked Alien. I don't think it's this masterpiece that a lot of people make it out to be. The Shining, I also only gave a 7 out of 10. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10 after I first watched it, but I rewatched it and I think it lowered a little bit. Kill Bill and Ratatouille, also 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10s are fine ratings. They're not bad. It's just they're really high up here, so I would consider them a little overrated because of the fact that I have it so much lower than it is on this list, I guess. Blade Runner, I got eviscerated for watching the version I was not supposed to watch, apparently, so I still gotta watch the other version. Hereditary, I gave a 7 out of 10. I think these are fair ratings. I don't think anything's that low here. Like, if you look at everything here, everything's at least a 7 out of 10 or above. Coco's really high. Wow. Coco's in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The top 24 of the movies I've watched, it has, what is it rated? 4.2. That's really high. Wow. But yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5, so it's pretty on par with what I gave it. The Exorcist, I only gave it 3 out of 5. So that's probably a movie I would consider to be overrated then. Anything else? Not too many things here. Yeah, I think this is. I don't think that many movies are that overrated. Oh, Evil Dead. I gave it 5 out of 10, and it's pretty high. I didn't love the Evil Dead as much as I wish I did. I'm excited to watch the other ones though. I have higher hopes for the other ones, I think. I just wasn't crazy about that one. All right, let's switch back to the other view now. And we'll watch a lot of their comments. We got a lot. Oh shit, there's a lot of comments here. Favorite Liam Neeson role? Probably Taken. Or no, Nonstop. I think his Nonstop role was even better, actually. Bates Motel. I'd probably watch it at some point, yeah. I love Letterboxd. I do too. Expelled rated kind of high. Fusion, how do I get Patreon? How do you get to mine, or how do you make your own? There should be a link in the description. Does the link not work? I actually need to check that because oh shit, I gotta fix that. Thank you so much for letting me know. I gotta fix the link because I forgot I changed the name of my Patreon. Therefore, I have to change it. So I don't know if it's saved, but let me know if it did, and it might work now. Every other video, it should be fine. It's just the streams, I guess, that doesn't change for the streams. Have you seen Spiderhead on Netflix? I was gonna watch it, but I didn't. I love The Last Airbender. I'm offended. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's a pretty low rated movie in general, I think. I don't think the Elm Street remake was that bad. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I agree. The only thing I didn't like about it was one of those remakes where it was trying to redo what the original did way too much, and it should have just done its own thing. Like if they do another remake, which they should, or more of a reboot, less of a remake, just do their own thing, completely own thing, just with Freddy Krueger. You don't have to kind of repeat the same story as the first one because chances are it's not going to be done as good. So it kind of just feels like they're trying to redo things, and it doesn't feel as unique. So I think that's my issue with the remake. But It's still a okay movie. I think Freddy in that one was fantastic. I think Jackie Earl Haley did a great job as Freddy. I think he does not get enough credit at all. Obviously, Robert Englund's better, but Jackie Earl Haley was still really. I think Jackie Earl Haley was more scary, to be honest. But that's not just because of his performance. It's also because of the dialogue, and it's a newer movie, so I guess it's you know just how it is. Superhero movie was ahead of its time. Agreed. Most disappointing Disney Plus Marvel show and Star Wars movie. For Marvel show, I would say um probably Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just because I had a lot of excitement for it more than I think any other Marvel show, and it was ended up being my least favorite Marvel show. I also had a lot more excitement for Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight wasn't as good as I was hoping either. I think Loki was just as good as I was hoping. WandaVision actually surprised me. I was not excited for WandaVision as much as I was some of the other shows, and it ended up surprising the hell out of me. I didn't absolutely love it, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Uh, what other shows? Hawkeye, I think I liked more than I thought I would. Miss Marvel, I think I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would, so it's not really disappointing. And what's the other show they did? I think that's all. Well, What If, but What If is not one I had much anticipation for regardless. And for the Star Wars movie, definitely The Last Jedi is the most disappointing movie for sure. Oh yeah, Sausage Party. That was quite a movie. What Walking Dead character would you resemble in a real world zombie apocalypse? Glenn, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully not in terms of his demise, but yeah, 2012 is a classic. I was in sixth grade when the 2012 end of the world was supposed to happen and was terrified the whole day. Literally exactly the same for me. I was in sixth grade and I remember that day so clearly. I was in health class and it was hitting, I think, was it noon? It was supposed to happen at noon. It was on December 21st, 2012 on noon, at noon. And everyone in my class was counting down and stuff. And like everyone was kind of taking it as a joke. But I was like sitting there like the most paranoid kid in the world. Like I'm like laughing through it and I'm like, what if it actually happens? Like I was like kind of fucking terrified. Same thing happened the year before. There was like a rapture or some shit that was supposed to happen in May of 2011. And I remember so clearly I was in the car and they were playing that song, It's the End of the World, that song right before it was supposed to happen. I was terrified. I don't know what that shit is. Like, who makes that up? Like, I think it was because of like some calendar or something that like ended at that point. So they're like, oh, it must mean the world's gonna end. Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck's coming up with that shit? All you're doing is scaring children. People who trash. Oh shit. People who trash Roland Emmerich films just need to stop going to them. You should know exactly what you're getting into by now when you see one of his films. I agree, and that's honestly one of the reasons I should have just gone to see Moonfall, because I was really excited for Moonfall, but I actually didn't go see it because of how much hate it was getting, and so I didn't want to waste my time if I wasn't gonna like it. But I shouldn't have done that, honestly. I don't usually do that for the most part, but just because I had a limited time of what movies I could see, what I could do for my time, and I didn't want to spend free time doing something that wasn't gonna be seeing a good movie. So that's the only reason I decided not to see it. But I probably would have liked it. So because I've liked all those movies. I liked Independence Day a lot. 2012, loved. The Day After Tomorrow, loved. So I'm sure I would have at least liked it. I don't know about loved it, but have you recently downloaded any songs from any movie that you've reacted to? I could look it up right now because yeah. Oh, actually, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which is a really recent one. Um, The Lost Boys I just watched like 2 days ago, and there was a lot of good music in it. So I'll probably go find some music from The Lost Boys as well. But I know for a fact I watched the Kingsman, The Golden Circle right before that, and I added Let's Go Crazy and Saturday Night's Alright from Elton John. I added those two. And then before that, the first Kingsman, I added a couple songs from that. I added songs from Top Gun. Um, yeah, a lot of songs. I usually do that, to be honest. If I watch a movie and it has good music, I'll probably add it. But I do have to look up the soundtrack for Lost Boys because they had a lot of good songs in it. Do you mind asking if you will watch anime like Demon Slayer? Probably not, but I'm not gonna say never, but I just don't know if my first of all, I don't know my audience would be that interested in the first place, so I don't think they would get much like attention. But I've never watched anime before, so like I would want to at least be sure I'm even into it before spending a lot of time reacting to it. Never heard of a movie called Scream. Really? What do you think about 28 Days Later? Um, haven't seen it, but I really want to see it. So we'll probably watch it soon. It's on my list. So, have you heard of a series called Dark? I have, but I haven't seen it. Seeing a red 1.5. Which one? Oh, Turning Red. Oh, it's like seeing red a 1.5. It's like, what is seeing red? But Turning Red, yeah, no. Turning Red. I thought of the Buffy episode. Oh, you were thinking of an episode, but I haven't even finished Buffy. I've only seen the first season so far, or no, first like half of the first season. Yeah, I didn't like Turning Red. I really didn't. I don't know. I talked about it in my Pixar video. The reasons why. Evil Dead 2 is so good. I've heard, so I do want to watch it. And also, um, the remake as well, and Army of Darkness. I want to watch all of those. I love Sam Raimi, so I need to give his other Evil Dead movies a chance. I just only saw the first one, so. Exorcist 3 out of 5. Yeah, I know. It just didn't do much for me. Like most of the movie was a lot of it was shock value, which it was great. It was well done. It was really well executed, but it was still just like, oh, let's do the most craziest things possible to really just scare the audience, which I'm sure scared the shit out of people back in the 70s, but I didn't do that much for me. I think I liked the first half of the movie way more than the last half as well. Like I really liked the build up to Regan kind of getting possessed and kind of how that was built up. But once it got to like the point where the priest was in on it, not in on it, but like involved in it, and he was trying to help her, it kind of became redundant for I think the last half, just for me, just for me. But I think in terms of how it was made, especially given the fact that it was made in the 70s, there's a lot of importance to it, obviously, especially to horror. So I got to give it some credit, but in terms of my enjoyment, wasn't as high as I was hoping. But I will say the Exorcist sequel, even worse. Well, I mean, way worse. I mean, that was like a half a star out of 5 or something. I gave it like nothing because it was terrible. But Exorcist 3, I've heard good things about. I actually might want to watch that one because I've actually heard from some people they like it better than the first one. So I'd be interested to see if I like it more than the first one. I don't know. I do have a reaction to Exorcist on the channel, by the way. If anyone's curious to see my video, I did react to it like a whole ass 2 years ago now. When will you watch Game of Thrones? Probably when the new spinoff comes, I'll start Game of Thrones. Yeah, Tobey Maguire's birthday was the other day, yep. I did hear that. Hello, bro. Danny Phantom, do you think that's good? Huh? Hello, bro. Danny Phantom. Dude. Are you asking me if I think Danny Phantom's good? As in the show? I mean, I honestly didn't watch the show too much, so I don't have much of an opinion there. Are you concerned about the troubled Scream 6 production? Well, is the only like troubled part of the production just the fact that they couldn't get Neve Campbell to return because they weren't paying her enough? Because to me, that's not really troubled production. That's just they unfortunately couldn't get her back because I don't know. I don't know the whole situation. That's the problem. Is we only get information that the news sites give us. I don't really know what the full story was, and Neve Campbell didn't really like specify what happened. It sounded like they just weren't like giving her enough money, which they probably should have because I mean she is really important to Scream. But at the same time, I don't think they need her. I would love for her to be in it, but part of me actually just wants to see a movie without the original cast just because we've seen them so many times, and I actually think it's almost becoming like redundant. Like I love the newest Scream. I enjoyed it a lot, obviously, but I gave it like a 8.5 out of 10 or something. But I think the original cast, other than Dewey, was actually one of the weaker parts about it. I really liked Dewey in the movie; he was great, but the other two didn't really even do much. So I almost feel like their inclusion in the film was unnecessary, and almost would have worked better if they just weren't even in it at all. So I don't know. I don't need to see them, but if they can get her, that's cool. I know. I think they got um Courtney Cox already. Didn't they get Courtney Cox? Which is kind of weird. Only seeing Courtney Cox in it. That would be kind of weird as the only original cast member. Like at that point, do you really even have to return any of them? I don't know. I just want to see like a story focused on Jenna Ortega's character. I think that would be the most interesting because she was the best part of Scream 5. So WandaVision 5 out of 10. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Which after Doctor Strange 2, I enjoyed WandaVision more after seeing Doctor Strange 2. Like retroactively, it made it a little bit better. So I might bump that up to an 8, but more like a 7.5 I think would be better for it. How would you describe your sense of humor? Oh, it's all over the place. It literally all over the place. I will laugh at like the stupidest shit ever, but I'll also have like a really specific sense of humor at other points where it's like it has to be specific things that, you know what I mean? It depends on the mood I'm in too. Like if I'm in a really good mood, I'll probably laugh at anything, but if I'm not, it really just depends. But I do laugh at a lot. I laugh a lot in my reactions. I don't know if you guys notice. I laugh a lot, but I do laugh at a lot of shit. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I wanted to do like try not to laugh videos because those are a lot of fun. But the only issue is, I don't know like what would be the best videos to watch in order to do like a try not to laugh thing. You know what I mean? Because you have to watch ones that are going to be good. You don't want to watch a try not to laugh that ends up just sucking, and then it's not funny, and you wasted your whole time watching a video that you didn't even try to laugh. At least you weren't even not trying to laugh at all. So I'd have to find good ones that would work well, and I would be on the other channel. I wouldn't be doing them here, so those wouldn't be posted here. I thought that was the real Dennis. I don't know who Dennis is. Dennis how you say it? Everyone's talking about this Dennis guy. And I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. If you are the real one or not, I don't know who the real one even is. So, best Walking Dead actor performance, Andrew Lincoln by far. WandaVision is still my favorite of the Marvel Studios TV series. My favorite's Loki, but WandaVision would be probably third, maybe. I think second would be Hawkeye. So yeah, Miss Marvel's not done yet, but so far I'm not crazy about it. Freebird. Oh yeah, Freebird from the first one. Oh my god, I love that song. I think it's one of my favorite songs of all time now. It has to be. Stranger Things Volume 2 tomorrow. Who's ready? I am very ready. I always wonder this of every movie reactor. Have you guys not seen all these movies that you reacted to for the first time? It's honestly crazy. No hate. So I have seen a lot of people say that. And the thing is, I think what has to be kept in mind is that there are so many movies out there. And not everyone watches movies the way we do, because like, and I only say we do because now I watch movies way more than I would before. Like I consider myself a big movie person now. Probably wasn't like a couple years ago, but ever since I started this channel, I would say I definitely have become a pretty big movie person. Before that, it was I like movies. I just was more casual about it. I would only watch like certain things, but now I'm more open to watching a lot of other types of things. But because I've had that time where I was only watching certain things, I do know from experience, like I didn't like have this Twitter realm of, oh, I know all the best movies out there. Like I don't have that knowledge. Like I didn't know what's the most popular movies. I don't know what's the most beloved movies. I just watch what I see on Netflix. So that's a casual movie viewer. They just open up Netflix, whatever's on there, whatever looks decent, they'll watch it. If they see a trailer for something that's really popular, they'll watch it maybe in theaters. But if it's like a really old movie from like the 80s or 90s, probably not going to watch it again unless it's on a streaming site that they have and they happen to come across it. Like that's it. That's like a casual movie watcher. And that's most people. That's like probably 99% of people. So a lot of these movie reactors are coming from being like that. So it makes sense why they wouldn't have seen like all these really popular movies. Because for me, I in my past, I just watched stuff that I really wanted to watch. I had never felt this need to go watch all the most popular stuff from the 80s, 90s, and all that. So that's why I just never seen these movies. Like people thinking it's crazy I've never seen the Scream movies before. I'm like, well, I don't know. I just never felt like it. I don't like there's just so many other things I was doing in my time. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So, and no, I don't take your comment as hate at all. But there are some comments where it's like people are legitimately don't believe me. Like they're like, no, like bullshit. Like you've seen this movie. Stop lying to me. I usually just don't reply to those anymore because it's like, what the fuck do you want me to say to that? Like, I don't know what to say to that. I have no way of proving I've never seen it, so I just give up. I'm like, whatever. I'll just you think what you want to think. I can't help you. But no, I've never lied about any of that. I've never seen, unless if I have seen certain parts of the movie, I will always say it before I watch it. Like Logan, that reaction was one of the reactions where I have seen the movie previously, and I just let the people know in the before the video started. I have seen this before. I don't remember all of it because I didn't watch it like in a very specific way. I kind of casually watched it. I let people know that and went into it. Same thing for the first couple Harry Potter movies. I will always let you guys know. Even if there's like one little clip I've seen, I will make sure to like mention that I've seen a clip from it because I just feel like it's not fair to not mention it, you know? Have you seen World War Z yet? I have. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was okay. For as for Loki, I think it did establish some stuff like it did a good job of explaining the difference between the different timelines and the multiverse because they are separate things. Like you have multiple timelines within its own universe because of time travel, but the multiverse also exists on top of that. So I liked how it explained that very, very well, and I think it did a great job with that. And I think it just built upon Loki's character very well. Like I don't really care if the show builds upon the overall MCU narrative that heavily. I don't really need it to. I kind of like just having a character story on its own. But I think it did in some ways serve the narrative, just not directly. Just it's more so giving us information on it so we understand it better. You know, which I'm sure most people probably do, but not sure if it's been asked, but are you looking forward to Taika Waititi's Star Wars films, and where do you want the franchise to go beyond all the Skywalker Vader stuff? I am excited for it just because I want more Star Wars films, but for Taika Waititi, I like his style. I just don't know if I like it for Star Wars because his style is very like comedic, and I'm sure he's gonna bring that into Star Wars as well. And I don't really want a comedy heavy Star Wars film. I think it works better for Marvel maybe, but I just don't know if I want to. And I hope he just doesn't do that, but I know he probably will. I want a serious Star Wars film. I want a movie that's very, very because that's how it's always. Like, yeah, it's been goofy, you know, but it's always had serious themes amongst it. It's had comedy, of course. It's had its silliness, no shit. But I want one that's way more serious and down to earth and grounded. Grounded, in air quotes. Obviously, it's not gonna be grounded in a fucking Star Wars movie, but like in terms of what the universe can do. But I don't think Taika Waititi's movies would do that. But I'm still excited for them. But in terms of where I want the franchise to go, I want them to go everywhere. And I think they're already doing that. I don't want them to spend so much time on one era. I want to see them do stuff and stories all around the eras. I want to see stuff before the prequels. I want to see stuff during the prequels. I want to see stuff between the prequels and the originals. I want to see stuff during the originals. I want to see stuff between the originals and the sequels. I want to see stuff after the sequels. I want to see stuff literally within the whole universe. And as long as they can do that with the different shows and movies and get a little bit of each, then I'm happy. That's all I want. And based on their slate for movies and shows coming out the next few years, it seems like they are doing that. They are doing stuff from all the time periods and eras. So that's good. I want to see more planets. I want to see different planets. I don't want to see Tatooine anymore. I'm sick of Tatooine. I don't want Tatooine anymore. Yeah, I assumed you're messing around with me. Demon Slayer is a great starter anime. Make a poll to see if the audience wants to see react to it. Maybe at some point. Are you going to be in the live Q&A tonight for Stranger Things? Probably not. I love your background window. I do too. I'm starting to get to that point where my throat hurts during these live streams where it's usually like an hour and a half into it where I just can't speak anymore. So I'll probably only be going live for another 10, 15 minutes maybe. Thoughts and rumors on Millie Bobby Brown playing Princess Leia in Star Wars? Huh? Why would she be playing Princess Leia? Are they doing like a... I get... That doesn't make any sense. Why would they be doing that? Unless they were... Because she's almost going to be the same age Carrie Fisher was when she did the first Star Wars. So unless they're doing a Star Wars movie or show set during the originals, why would they need a Princess Leia that's 18 years old? I don't know. I don't believe that rumor. That makes no sense. Oh, maybe. Oh, wait. Maybe it does make sense because of the Andor show. You know, that actually might make sense. And she could pass for being like 16, so I think they could probably. You know, that rumor might not be wrong, actually. I'm sitting here talking how stupid that rumor is, and then I forgot Andor exists. And Andor takes place like only a couple years before the original Star Wars. So, yeah, Princess Leia would probably be about 16 or so during the Andor series. So, if they wanted to have. And that would make sense to have her in it because it's all about the rebels. So actually, that could work. She does kind of have the Carrie Fisher face. I'm sitting here talking shit about that rumor, and now I'm starting to say it makes a lot of sense. That's the quickest 180 I've ever had on anything in my entire life. Okay, yeah, that could definitely happen. But I'm not sure. I haven't heard those rumors myself, but I can't take the original Exorcist seriously after seeing the sex scene in Scary Movie. Scream 5 was kind of mid. Why lie? I thought it was fine. I liked it. I just didn't like certain things about it, but as a whole, I liked it. Back in the 70s, I heard some people were in therapy after seeing The Exorcist. Yeah, I don't think people take movies as seriously as they did back in the 70s. Like I always hear in the 70s, like people saw like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Exorcist, and they were like throwing up in the theaters and stuff. And I'm like, there has never been a movie like in the past like 20 years that has done that to anyone. I don't know. I think people have more of a. I think because movies were more like, um, what is taboo the right word? Movies were more taboo back then, so like less people saw them. So maybe they like. I don't know. No, I think people saw them just as much. I don't know. Are people seeing movies more in the past 2 decades than they have before? I feel like they have just because of the box office revenue. Oh no. Well, also, does box office revenue take into account inflation? I don't know because I always see box office. Um, Yeah, it probably doesn't take into account inflation. So yeah, of course the movies are going to rise in box office revenue over time. I'm kind of answering my own questions in my own head. Oh shit, a lot of comments. It always like forces me to go down and then I miss a lot of comments. I definitely can't read all these comments by the time I'm going to finish, I don't think, but I'll try my best. We could make the stream go longer. I just will have to grab more water. That's the only thing. That's the only way we can go longer is if I grab more water. Emma Roberts is coming back for Scream 6. When was that said? I feel like that'd be kind of dumb. She was great, but I mean, I don't know how they can make that work. What is Scream even still going for if not to give all the original cast members jobs in the 2020s? I don't think Scream needs them. They're doing the next one in New York City, I think, so I'd be interested to see how that's going to work. Rank the 6 original Avengers from worst to best. Iron Man, Cap, Thor, Black Widow, After seeing the Hawkeye series, Hawkeye and then Hulk is last. I don't really like Hulk that much. Never really been that interested in him. I think that's how I'd rank them. The new Scream cast lacks star power and charisma. They're all like watching a brick, except Jenna. Yeah, hopefully there's a lot of new characters. I'm sure there'll be a lot of new characters in the next one. Who is the funniest character of all time for you? Austin Powers, by far. Don't have to think about that. Austin Powers. So my humor, I think, for trying to laugh videos would probably work best for like, I don't know if anybody has watched Crispy Concord's videos, but like he does try not to laugh a lot, and for some reason the videos he reacts to me are like the funniest things ever, even though their humor is so like specific to specific people, and I don't think many people would find it funny, but for some reason I just die of laughter at a lot of the stuff he reacts to. Will you be reacting to The Conjuring 3? Not sure yet. Depends how many people actually want it, I guess. Have you seen the 80s Brat Pack movies like The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink? I haven't actually. St. Elmo's Fire. I haven't seen any of those, so I definitely want to watch them. I think is Breakfast Club on my list? I don't know. I should add it though. Thoughts on Harley Quinn being offered to Emma Roberts first? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I think Margot Robbie's amazing though. I don't think I would need to see Emma Roberts' version. Although I think Emma Roberts would have been great as well. I'm interested to see Lady Gaga. Not yeah, Lady Gaga. Yeah, Lady Gaga's doing it in Joker 2, which I'm very interested to see that. I was asking if you watched Danny Phantom because I watched it in a while again, so that's why I asked. Sorry that I've confused you. No, it's all good. It's all good. Fusion, do you know Mr. Beast? I don't know him, but I watch his videos, yeah. But knowing him implies that I know him in real life. I know of him. That's the way to say it. Yeah, I'm excited for Scream 6. I am. I just want them to do something very different. That's the biggest thing. And I think already going to New York City is very different, so that's good. I don't want to see it in Woodsboro again. I would absolutely hate it if it was in Woodsboro again. Seeing it in New York City is going to be very interesting. A lot of close quarters areas in New York City, which will make for a lot of the Scream chases to be kind of fun. I would love to see like a Scream chase that like goes between like apartment complexes and buildings and such, and like you go like New York City's laid out, so they can do a lot of interesting stuff with that. Most overrated movie and underrated. I actually did that earlier in the stream. We went over a bunch of underrated and overrated movies that I thought of, so I don't want to repeat that. So I will just let you know that I did talk about that on the stream earlier. It's the part of the stream where I was looking at my letterbox. So if you just scroll through the stream and you can look at like the preview, the part where I'm looking at my letterbox, that's the part where we're talking about my most overrated and underrated movies. Excited for the Walking Dead's 11th trailer at Comic-Con? Very excited, yeah. Very, very excited. If they show a little Rick tease at the end of it, I will probably fall out of my chair. So I'm excited for that. And I think that's only in a few weeks. Yeah, it's only a few weeks. Still haven't watched season 11 of The Walking Dead. I took a break from The Walking Dead and I left off on season 9. That's fair. Season 10, a lot of people loved, so I will say it's definitely a beloved season. I just personally wasn't crazy about it. I liked 11 so far a lot more than I did 10. The boys' reactions, yes, someday. Probably actually really soon, maybe. I don't know. Would you ever react to White Chicks? We'll see. I've seen clips from it. I haven't watched the full thing though. So I've seen the scene with Terry Crews where he's singing the song in that car, and I always think it's the funniest thing ever. I know there are other shark movies that exist, but I don't see any shark movies topping Jaws. Have you seen any others? I haven't. My hair, yeah, you guys were right. My hair's doing that Tobey Maguire thing today, and it's driving me a little nuts, but it's all right. I haven't seen any other shark movies now, honestly. There's a lot of good questions here, so I think I'm actually gonna make the stream go on longer than I thought. So let me just grab water real quick, just so I can refresh my throat because holy shit, my throat's killing me right now. So I'll be right back with that, and then I'll answer some of the other questions because there's actually some really good ones here that I actually really want to answer. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. And I ate some cookies on the way. I haven't eaten Oreos in like, I think 5 years. And they taste fucking amazing. I was just really hungry, and I didn't feel like obviously spending time finding any other food, so I just found Oreos, and I'm like, fuck, I'm eating it. No, I actually had Oreos a few weeks ago, never mind. I have had Oreos a few weeks ago, but it was like the little snacky Oreos, like not the full like main Oreos, I guess the original ones. It was like tiny ones that I had a few weeks ago, but these are the first like real Oreos I had in like years. Mmm. Holy shit, that's amazing. Cold water is like when your throat's hurting. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. That is amazing. Okay. I just need to really enjoy that water real quick. How do you see the Walking Dead story expanding? I see it expanding just with a bunch of spin-offs with characters that already exist, but that's not how I want it to expand. I want it to expand with more stories that are long-lasting around the universe. Actually, I don't want to see a million stories in the Walking Dead universe. I just want to see one. And that's the damn Clementine story brought to live action. Why can't we see that shit already? I would do anything to see that because it's such a great story. And to see an adaptation of it would be a dream come true. Do you make most of your income through Patreon, YouTube ads, or live Q&A stream donations? Depends on the month, really. There's some months where it's been Patreon that's made more. There's some months where it's been YouTube ads that have made more. It really depends on the month. So it kind of fluctuates. I think most of the time it's Patreon, but there's a couple months where YouTube's been a bit higher. For Q&A donations, no, it's definitely never been the highest, but it's always, appreciated nonetheless. But it really depends on the month. If I get a lot of high viewed videos, then it'll be YouTube ads within that month. But if there's not as many and there's a lot more people subscribing to Patreon, then it'll be Patreon. So it really depends. There's also Amazon Associates, which I used to make a lot of money from on my gaming channel, where I would review products, put them in the description, and if people buy the product, I get some of the profit. But I don't really do that anymore. Are you watching other movie/TV show reaction channels? Yeah, but not frequently. I watch like Real Rejects and the Blind Wave, like people like that. I've watched the Normies a couple times too, just for like prominent things every now and then, like the Stranger Things recent episodes. I watch some of the reactions to those because, it's fun to see other people's reactions to it. But that's about it. A lot of comments. Holy shit. Apparently Thor 4 is just pure comedy. How disappointing. Yeah, that is a little disappointing. I did see some of those early reviews. I'll see it for myself. I think a pure comedy could still work. I just would prefer if there was more serious storytelling in it. Sub Skullraiser, I am very ready for season Stranger Things part 2 of season 4. Very, very ready. What the fuck, Millie Bobby Brown as Leia? It does sound crazy, but honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it would make sense to have her in Andor, but I don't believe those rumors at all. I wouldn't be against it. Would you consider Less Than Zero, starring Robert Downey Jr. and James Spader? I will actually add it to my list right now. I gotta start adding more movies to my list, so these are movies that I would have in the Patreon polls. And I'm actually going to do them again soon. So if you are on my Patreon, keep an eye out because I might be doing polls again within the next few weeks. There's still a lot of movies that are like coming really soon though. By the way, if you aren't subscribed to my gaming channel or my other channel, link in the description. Definitely check them out because I don't know if any of you guys give a shit about video games, but if you do, I do really enjoy posting content on those channels as well. Nick Ulmer, thank you so much for this $3 donation. Do you have any Walking Dead Funko Pops? Trying to reach for one, but apparently this cord isn't long enough. Yeah, I got a Negan one right here, so there's one. I don't really like these things, to be honest, though. Like, any Funko Pop I have, I literally only have it because it was like a gift or something. Like, I never feel the need to buy one because they kind of are worthless to me. They just sit there and do nothing. I don't know. I'd rather, like, buy something I can use, you know? They've all just been, like, gifts because people know I like the show, so I've gotten them in the past. I have a couple other ones. I think I have a Thanos one. I have a Daryl one, I think. Maybe a Rick one as well. I don't know, but the Negan one I just keep down here because why not? But there's not much to do with them. I would never go out and buy one myself. I have no reason to buy those things. Like, I see people collecting. Like, I know people are just collectors, and that's fine if you're a collector. I know a lot of people are. I just don't do that myself because I wouldn't have a use for it other than just looking at it, and I can look at other stuff. So I don't want to look at a Funko Pop. I don't know. It just doesn't do much for me. Paranormal Activity had a pretty similar effect when it came out, similar to The Exorcist and Texas Chainsaw. I almost choked on my own spit there. I haven't heard of what happened with the theater experiences of Paranormal Activity, but I would be interested to see it. Do you think Will come out as gay in Stranger Things Volume 2? He definitely is, but I don't know if they're going to do that in Volume 2 or not. I have no idea. But yeah, he definitely is. There's no way he's not. I the first time I watched it, I never had that feeling because I just wasn't really paying attention to it. I wasn't really paying attention to how he was interacting with Mike. But when I rewatched the season, like through either editing or watching other people's reactions or whatever, I was paying attention more to those scenes, and I'm like, because everyone was talking about it online, I'm like, I didn't notice that. I was watching it. It's like the way he looks at Mike. It's like, okay, yeah, that they're definitely purposely doing that. But I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't know. I feel like they'll probably do something similar to what they did in like season 3 with Robin, where he just kind of says it, and they're just kind of like, oh, cool. Like, I don't think they're gonna do anything too crazy with it. Mike's not gonna be like, oh yes, I love you, Will. Like, Mike, I don't think they're gonna do that. A lot of people think they're gonna do that, but no, I think Mike will just be like, oh, cool. I don't think they're gonna do anything too crazy with it. But I don't know where they would fit that into the next couple episodes. I think if they were to do it, it would have to be like really soon, because I don't know. They can't be focusing on that while there's like a bunch of crazy stuff going on because it wouldn't fit. They would have to do it where it's like a quieter time where there isn't like people dying and shit, you know, and demogorgons attacking. Gary Horsefield, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I really appreciate it. Great job. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Strongly recommend Murder by Numbers, favorite Sandra Bullock movie. I will add it to the list, actually. I'm going to look up what year it came out in because I like having the year of the movie on my thing. Murder by Numbers. I hate when there's movies that have multiple movies with the same title. 2002. Okay, I'm going to add it. And adding it does not mean I'm automatically going to do it. It just means I'm going to add it to the polls if I have room, because why not? If people vote for it, they vote for it. So, I feel like Millie is too big for Star Wars show, not gonna lie. It's like a step down from Stranger Things. Maybe. Is it just me, or are you disappointed with The Walking Dead season 11? No, I feel like Star Wars is bigger than Stranger Things. Maybe not Star Wars show, but Star Wars movies as a franchise is bigger than Stranger Things. But yeah, if you talk about the shows, maybe it's smaller, but is it just me, or are you disappointed with Walking season 11? Yeah, a little bit, but not like a crazy amount. It was great, but I feel like as an all-time fan who went to conventions and stuff, they could have done better, but overall wasted their episodes. Yeah, I think it's a budget thing, though. I talked about this in my Everything I Hate About The Walking Dead video. It's the budget is the problem. There's a lot of things they just can't do because they just clearly don't have the money for it anymore, and it's unfortunate. I like the story. I think it's good, but like there's so much more they should be doing with the season 11 for the final season of the show that there just aren't doing simply because you know, there's just not much money they have. When computers get hot, they freeze. Yes, that is very true. Kirby's coming back. Yeah, I did hear about that. That's cool. Okay, so that makes more sense. Yeah, people always they'll hear this and they'll think, "Oh my God, she's returning," but yeah, no, it's just her saying she wants to return or would be she would like to. But I think her character was definitely finished with. I'm gonna make compilations for you. I'm gonna DM you on Twitter. Look out after that stream. How about this? I'll watch the first 2 clips that you send, and if I don't find them even remotely funny, then I won't do it. No, I'm kidding. You could send me it. Maybe I might do it for the video. If it looks like it's got decent stuff to it, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. I have I could do like there's a lot of different pages I do know of. I just have to see if they have good compilations or not. But you feel free to send me something. You don't have to though, because I can't guarantee I'm gonna do a video on the specific one you send me, and I don't want you to spend all that time making a compilation if I don't do it. So unless you actually really want to spend the time to do that, don't do it because I can't guarantee that I'm actually gonna do the video on it. You know what I mean? I think that's I just want to I don't want you to like spend time doing it if I don't do it, you know? Originally, Jill was supposed to live, but the Weinsteins interfered and the hospital ending was added to Scream 4. Really? I did not know that, actually. Oh, no, I did know that. I just forgot. My favorite 80s movie is probably Heathers. Mine would be Back to the Future, for sure. I think The Boys would be a great show for you to react to. I think it's the best superhero show ever made. Yeah, I probably will, then. I got to meet Christian Slater. That's cool. Do you wish Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash existed? Yes. I saw the script of it, like I heard about the script of what they were planning on doing, and holy fuck, it sounded amazing. I loved Freddy vs. Jason, so seeing another sequel to that would be amazing in and of itself. But seeing Ash join into it, like that would just be insane. There's a holy shit. What is that? Is that a mosquito? It's one of those like mosquitoes, but it doesn't really look like a mosquito. I don't know. It's gonna piss me off though, so I kind of want to kill it. It's flopping around my lights. You might see it pass the screen a couple times, but that's okay. I'm personally scared for the Walking Dead spin-offs because I'm afraid they will screw it up and not mention enough or not showcase enough. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with them even doing those spin-offs in the first place. I think I would have preferred them to either just continue the main series or just start something completely fresh. Having these split off stories with our characters that already exist just seems cheap to me. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I have to go Fusion. I'm gonna eat Wendy's. My family love you, bro. All right, man. You enjoy that Wendy's. You enjoy that Wendy's. Have you seen The Walking Dead and the Vampire Diaries fans fighting on TikTok? I have not, and I'm glad I haven't because that sounds like something I just don't feel like seeing. I wish they actually used social media more in Scream. They could use Snapchat sending snaps of them being stalked or at least live streaming a murder since a lot of people stream on TikTok live now. Yeah, I guess they didn't go too far with that in the recent Scream, but they did a tiny bit, I guess. Um, have you watched The 100 and Umbrella Academy? Neither, no. But I would be okay with watching both of them at some point. He's making his hostage. Shut up. I'm assuming you said that when I when I went to get water. Oh my god. No, you were taking a hostage out, obviously. What do you think about Knock Bro Nation? I think I've only seen a couple of their videos. I've definitely subscribed to them, but I don't like frequently watch them. That glass looks like a fishbowl. Yeah, it does. It holds so much water. It's great. It's just so much. Heard they might remake The Lost Boys. Did not know that. Has anyone sent you a Patreon request for Armageddon? Armageddon actually did win the polls recently. Like, not win, but like it was high up on there. So it was one of the top choices. So I am doing that soon. Kind of want to see Chandler Riggs come back as a different character. What is like Carl's twin or something? He just happened to have a twin that existed in the universe. Have you seen the Evil Dead franchise? Just the first one. We did a reaction to it on the channel 2 years ago. But I do plan on doing the other ones soon. No, I don't know it's soon, but at some point. Maybe during Halloween in October we'll do them, maybe. We need Clementine's story. The game is fantastic, but come on, no Clem in the show. I don't want to see her in the show, the main show. I just want to see her in her own story, her own spinoff. With Lee, with Kenny, with all those amazing characters. Kenny more than anyone. Kenny is, in my opinion, without a doubt, one of my favorite fictional characters to ever exist. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Who do you think is the most famous Walking Dead actor outside the show? It's a really good question. Depends if we're talking like an actual character that was on the show for a while or just someone who even appeared on the show for one episode. But I feel like, I mean, Denai Guerrera was in Black Panther. That's pretty huge, and Infinity War. So that's obviously huge. So she's definitely becoming very famous. Steven Yeun is now going to be in the Nope movie, and he was in Invincible, so that's pretty big for him. Andrew Lincoln's big just for The Walking Dead in and of itself, which is a huge role for him, obviously. So I would say he's pretty famous as well. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was famous even before The Walking Dead, but I would say he's even bigger now. I don't know who's the most famous though. That's a good question. I feel like I don't know. Being in a Marvel movie is pretty huge, so that's why I'm saying Denai Guerrera is up there as one of the most famous. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, Norman Reedus as well, just for Daryl as well. Like I don't know. Just being on the show in and of itself is a huge thing to be on. But them adding Chris Hemsworth ass the movie's kind of goofy. What's the first horror movie you've seen in theaters? That's a hard one to remember. I don't really remember, to be honest. It was probably it might have been the first It. Yeah, maybe the first It in 2017, because I'm thinking of like R-rated horror. I'm not counting like the PG-13 horror, but like an R-rated horror film. I turned 17 in 2017, so that's when I saw It. Actually, I saw It before I even turned 17 because it was before my birthday. Therefore, I was only 16. But me and my friends, we stood outside the theater and we like basically bribed every single older person there to try to get us into the movie. And some like 40-year-old woman, I don't know about 40s. I don't know. She was an older woman, not that old, but you know what I mean. She's probably in her 30s or 40s, maybe. I don't know. And she was nice enough to buy us tickets, not buy us tickets, but like say that she's with us so we could just go into the movie, which is honestly such a good strategy. Like I always see people trying to sneak into movies. There's always gonna be people nice enough to be like, yeah, I'll just pretend I'm your mother or father or whatever and let you go. I'm sure people are nice enough to do that, and they were, and she was in that moment. So that might have been my first movie, I think, horror movie that I saw in theaters, the first It. But I can't think. There might have been something before that. I don't remember. Yes, I'm very excited to watch Stranger Things Volume 2 for sure. I'm a collector of Funko Pops. I have a ton of Fortnite Funko Pops for some reason. I got a huge Godzilla one. I also have some DC shows and Stranger Things. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people who like collecting them. And there was a certain point where I thought it was kind of cool to collect them, but I don't know. I got to a point where I'm like, I don't really do much with them, so I'm not sure if it's really necessary for me to do. Because I have bought some collector stuff before that I still to this day don't know if I really need. With your interest in psychology, I want to recommend Manic, or is it Maniac, or is it just Manic? Starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and The United States of Leland starring Ryan Gosling. I will add both of them right now. I just want to make sure it's just Manic. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll add both of them right now then. Because I do want some psychology movies. I do really like those, so I will add them right now. Manic 2002 or 2001. And the United States of Leland 2003. Crazy to say, Ryan Gosling is a guy I actually haven't seen. I don't think a single movie with him in it. Him starring in it, at least. I've probably seen a movie where he just appeared in it for a little bit, but I can't think of any Ryan Gosling movie I've seen. I just can't. I know him, obviously. I don't think I've seen many of his movies. Oh shit, we got another donation. I'm sorry, Koala Cat. I noticed it, but for some reason I just was like reading something, and I guess I told myself I would read it in a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes, a couple seconds, but I forgot. But thank you so much for the $5 donation. Thank you so much. How's school going? Would you react to Cobra Kai? I just have 1 year college left, and I'm just on my summer break right now. It's going fine. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too it's nothing too bad, you know. Would you react to Cobra Kai? Not sure. I'm sure I would like it, but I haven't even seen all the Karate Kid movies. I don't know if you have to. I've seen the first one. So I don't know. I would though at some point. There's just a lot of other shows I also need to watch first though. I think Noah will catch up by. Are you saying get caught by Vecna? Like do the same thing that happened to Max? And by Noah, do you think, or do you mean Will? Because Noah's the actor. I think that's what you mean. You think Will's gonna get caught by Vecna? That's what I think you're trying to say. I agree because a few reasons. First of all, they had the whole thing. Well, Noah's not Noah. Even I'm saying Noah now. Will's definitely one of the characters that have been through the most in terms of what happened to him in season 1 and season 2 and such. So he's been through a lot of shit. So having him get caught by Vecna makes a lot of sense. And they made a big point about his song in the first movie. Remember that? Not the first movie, the first season. Very big point about his favorite song. The Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? They're going to definitely have that be incorporated into this last 2 episodes. I really hope they do. I really want to see that. Because holy shit, that would be amazing. Like, reusing that song. Because that's all the way from season 1. Having that song come back to save him from Vecna makes so much sense. I would love to see that. And they haven't done much with Will this past 2 seasons, so if they want to do something with Will, that would be a good thing to do with him. People ran out of the theaters watching and passing out during Paranormal Activity. That's wild. How come they haven't done a movie involving Oreos? You know, they did do Sausage Party, and there was that one scene where that one Oreo came apart and like grabs the other side. Remember that scene? I don't know. Sausage Party was a weird movie, but there were some scenes I thought were kind of funny. Can you rank every Final Destination movie from best to worst? Okay. The worst is the 4th. Then I would say the rest I think are all good. Second worst, I say second worst, but it's not really bad. It's just the second least favorite. The newest one, the 5th one. And then the top 3 would be my favorite's the 3rd one, then the 2nd one, then the 1st. I think that's my order, which is unpopular. I know. No one says the 3rd one's the best one, but that's just the one I enjoy the most. So that's just how it is. Do you think the ratings drop of The Walking Dead could have been stopped with better storylines? I think it's more than just the storylines. I think there's a lot of reasons why the ratings went down. I don't really think the stories were bad. It's just they did a lot of like things in certain seasons. Like they slowed a lot of things down and they tried to expand upon the story too much when there wasn't enough budget to really make for that, I guess. There's a lot of reasons why the ratings went down. It's not just because stories weren't that interesting or something. I like the stories, but please add Bram Stoker's Dracula. All right, 1992. I'll do that. Well, only thing about the polls is that you can't add like unlimited movies, so I usually do have to choose which movies are going to be on the polls. But I like having a bunch on my list just so when we get through, but then we always have more like ready to go, you know? But that cast alone is exciting me though. Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, and Anthony Hopkins. That's a fucking great cast. So that's definitely enough for me to want to watch it. I've actually never heard of that movie. So we streamed like so much longer than what I was planning on streaming for. So I think we're going to go for another 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. I'm going to try to catch up to these questions here. I'm not going to read all of them, unfortunately, but I'm going to try. It's very hard to read all of them. So I just try to read. I like scroll through it slowly and I kind of pick out things because I obviously can't sit here and talk about everything. Do you think Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride making $1 million per episode is taking away from the budget? Oh yeah. The actors' salaries are definitely a big part of the budget. It makes sense why they have to do that though, because they're very valuable. That's why they get paid so much. Like, I love, their acting, obviously, but I don't think they're the most important part to the show, in my opinion. Like, in my enjoyment, like I think the directors and the way they film things and the writers, I think that's more important because I personally am okay with seeing any character as long as the story's good. But for how the show is more valuable with those big name actors attached to it. So they care more about paying them more compared to paying the writers and directors and stuntmen and whatever people more, which I think those roles are more important to making the show better quality. But I think The Walking Dead pays a lot more attention to making sure the actors are paid way, way more so they can keep them available at all times so they don't have to worry about losing them. Like they lost a lot of other actors because of contracts ending and then they don't renew the contract with enough money, or the actors just want to leave no matter how much money they're being offered. So have you ever thought about being a lawyer? You're really good at getting your point across. Oh, I actually have. Yeah, plenty of times. But I don't know if I want to be involved in that like field, I guess. There's a lot of tricky stuff that goes on in it. But I just never went to school for it either. Which I guess you don't really have to. You could still go to law school after getting any degree, really. But it's just not something I necessarily thought of in the recent years. It was something I thought of like years ago, like 4+ years ago. First time seeing your channel, I saw you in my recommended. That's interesting. I always find it interesting when my streams show up in people's recommended because it's such like a random thing. It's not like a specific like video. It's just a random stream that shows up in someone's recommended, but that's cool. Do you have a fear of haunted houses? No, I love haunted houses. They scare me, yeah, sure, but that's why I love them so much, is because they scare me. But they don't scare me in like in the way of like me being terrified to go in it. It's more so that I love the jump scares, you know. They're really fun. Do you know It's Totally Cody, Timothy Reacts, or Netflix? Yeah, I've heard of all of them, yeah. I have watched some of their videos as well. Timothy Reacts especially, yeah, I've seen some of his videos. The way I hate when movies include social media because it's always cringy or corny. I kind of agree. Like, sometimes they don't do it right. Like, it's always the worst. I hate it when they show someone's phone and it's like they have to like digitally put something on the thing and post, and the people like scroll up and the scrolling is not like properly aligned with what they actually digitally input on the holy shit, totally not double. What is with your comments sometimes? Jesus, dude. I remember you said some crazy ass shit one of my other streams too. I remember you. Because I remember saying Two-Face, you were saying some really chill stuff, and out of nowhere you just said some really out of pocket stuff. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore it. Oh my god, okay. If Scream goes to New York, we can have Gail and Monica team up, yeah. That'd be hilarious if they had them like run into each other on the street. They're like, you kind of look like me. They'll have to like de-age Monica. Well, I mean, they could just have it be Monica when she's older, I guess. I don't know. That'd be stupid. I'm kidding. Which Stranger Things actor do you think will be most famous besides Millie? Probably Mike's actor. He's already in It, so he's already, and he was in Ghostbusters Afterlife too. It's Morbin time. Did you see the new Child's Play 2 tees from Cavity Colors are tagged you in? I did. Yeah, they looked really cool. I don't know if I'd buy them, but they looked really cool. I already have a couple Child's Play shirts. I don't know if I need any more, to be honest, but they looked really nice. Did you get to see Top Gun Maverick? No, and I'm really sad that I haven't. I really want to see it, but because I've waited so long, I might just wait till it comes out online so I can do a reaction to it. I think that makes more sense. I know it's definitely one of those movies that's way more of a theater experience, I know, but I just don't have the time to always go to the theaters to see certain things. And I know you guys want to see my reactions to things anyways, so it could be worth just waiting for it to come out online. I think it was definitely worth doing that for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So yeah, maybe I'll wait for it, but I know like a movie like Thor, I'm definitely gonna see as soon as I can though. That's different. Even though I'm probably gonna like Top Gun Maverick more than I will Thor 4, to be honest. I probably will, but it's just, a matter of wanting to cover the movie as soon as I can and spoilers and all that, and that kind of a thing. Glad you enjoyed Lost Boys. I only watched it for the first time last year myself. Absolutely loved the movie. I did too. I liked it more than I thought I would too. Is Gladiator on the horizon? Yeah, it's been on the polls for like so long, and it's just not won them for some reason. I was surprised because I know it's such a popular and well loved movie. I was like, when the hell is Gladiator gonna win? Same with Braveheart. Braveheart and Gladiator. They've been on the polls for so long, and they ain't winning. They ain't winning. So I don't know when I'm gonna get to them, but hopefully soon. Oh wait, no, Gladiator. Okay, Gladiator did get. Okay, so I'll show you guys right now what I'm looking at. So, this is my thing. I'll move to the screen. So we'll zoom in a little bit. How do I zoom in? Yeah, so these two up here, these are Patreon requests that I have for July so far. So these are two movies I'm going to be watching on Patreon in July. And I'm going to get more soon, but those are like the Patreon request ones. So these aren't ones that are always going to come to YouTube. They only sometimes come to YouTube. It depends. These right here are the ones that are up next. So these are the ones, including these ones down here. These are the ones that are up next. Therefore, I'm watching them next. I don't know the order exactly. I think for this, I'm going to do, just keep in mind, Kingsman 2 I've already watched, and Lost Boys. So Lost Boys and Kingsman are coming like next. Those are the next soonest ones. But then after that will be any of these ones here. I'm going to probably watch the last Kingsman, and then when I finish Kingsman, we're going to Mission Impossible. We're going to start the first Mission Impossible. We're going to go from there, watch all of them. And then for these, I'm just going to do them whatever one I really feel like doing, whatever order. I think The Mask will be the first one just because that got first place in the polls. But these other ones either got first or second place, or at least got somewhat high in the polls. That's why they're up here. So yes, Gladiator is up here. I forgot. It did get up here. And Braveheart did. I totally forgot they actually did get high. I honestly just blanked on that. But they were on the polls for so long, and they just now got up to the top. Thankfully, because I really want to watch them. So yes, Gladiator and Braveheart will be watched within the next, I'm going to say these movies are probably going to be within the next two months or so. So I will get those done. Armageddon, Schindler's List, V for Vendetta, Shutter Island, Hacksaw Ridge. These are all movies I really want to see too. I'm excited for all of these. I can't wait. And if you want to see other movies that are still on the polls, here's the 70s and 80s movies that I have on my list. I'm not going to stay on this for too long, so just look at it as quick as you can. Pause it if you want to pause it. These are movies that are on my list. There's more I would definitely add to the list as time goes on. There's more that aren't necessarily on the list now, but I have in my mind that I want to watch. So this isn't like a definitive list, but these are just movies here. Here's 90s. There's not too many 90s movies on my list right now, but this is that. Here's the 2000s. A lot of ones here I really want to watch. Specifically the ones by Christopher Nolan. I really want to watch the Christopher Nolan movies. Dude, my hair is like gotta stay, man. It's covering my eyes as much as it wants to. Then 2010s right here. A lot of 2010s. Like holy shit, this stuff is just filled to the brim. There's a lot of stuff here. And then franchises, just some franchises that I would like to watch. And continued franchises or stuff where I've already started movies in the franchise, but I just want to finish them out. So that's that. So yes, to answer your question, Gladiator is on the pipeline. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So Give me Thor 4 spoilers. Hell no. You have to watch all 4 Karate Kid movies first? Then maybe I have to do that. What's your favorite movie of every year in the 2010s decade? Tell me if you agree Logan is the best movie of 2017, Mission Impossible 2018, and Joker 2019. I really have to think about that for a while to come up with answers for you. I can't like come up with it off the top of my head, but I could tell you for 2017, I would agree with Logan. 2018, I didn't see Mission Impossible Fallout yet, so I would say for me it would be Infinity War. And in 2019, I would agree Joker, yes. 2016 would probably be. I don't want to keep naming comic book movies, but I think it would be Captain America Civil War. 2015 would be. I don't remember, to be honest, what came out that year. 2014 would be Interstellar. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like. I might do a video on that at some point. I think I'm gonna do a video of my favorite movie from every year, starting with like 1980 or something, going up to current day. I don't know. Vecna better make it season 5. I agree. He is by far the best villain the show has done. He's one of my favorite villains, I think, in like any show in a while. So it's really cool. Sorry I'm taking so long to get to these. It's just there's a lot of comments, so it's hard to. I can't read all of them, unfortunately, but I really want to. There's some rumors that Vecna has been in the beginning of the show since season 1 and has been in season 3. Do you think this is true? I don't know. It depends. I think they definitely planned stuff ahead of time, but I don't know about that far ahead of time. It'd be cool to see if they did. Agreed, Final Destination 3 is my favorite. Yeah, it's amazing. It's the first one I watched though, so it's a little bit biased because it was the first one I watched. So I was very surprised by everything that was happening in it, and it wasn't like, I didn't know what the movies were. I think those movies are best to go into without having any idea as to what types of movies they are and what happens in them, because it was really damn exciting. I have not seen Parasite, but I think it's on my list. If it wasn't, I'll add it, but it should be. Which horror slasher would you like to see a show of? Horror slasher in a show form. Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite franchise, but I don't want to see a show of it. I just want to see a rebooted film series for it. But I think what would work well as a horror series? Honestly, Nightmare on Elm Street would work well as a series, but I just want to see movies of those. I don't really want to see shows. They already have Chucky, which I also would prefer as a movie, to be honest, still, but whatever. Scream had a decent series. I like the Scream series. What else could they do? Halloween, I'm done with Michael Myers. I don't know if there's much more you can do with Michael Myers. I think I'm going to go with Jason. A Jason series. They've done a lot with the movies. I think they could do some cool stuff with this series. They could have like a whole series set at a camp and maybe like Jason. No, because I don't know. It's hard to do a horror slasher in a series form because a lot of slashers are like really quick. Like the killer comes, kills them all, and it's done. Scream worked really well because Scream was more. Oh, I got it. Saw should be like Jigsaw should be a series, which I don't know if people consider that a slasher, but I think Jigsaw should be a series. They should stop doing Saw movies. That I think would work better as a detective series. That's my answer. How would you rank the Indiana Jones movies? My ranking is Last Crusade first, Raiders second, Temple third, and Kingdom Crystal Skull fourth. My list would be the exact same as yours, except move Temple of Doom to the first place. And switch Last Crusade and Temple of Doom, pretty much. I'm a Temple of Doom defender. Oh, no. Switch Temple. Move Temple to first, and then move everything down. Yeah, that's what I would do. Your ranking is the pretty popular ranking, I would say, but I like Temple of Doom so much more than most people. I don't know why. So Temple of Doom first, then Crusade, then Raiders, then Crystal Skull. Do you enjoy Miss Marvel's show? I like it a lot. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I just kind of think it's okay. It's like I really like the first episode. I really liked episode 3, but I didn't like episode 2. Didn't like episode 4. So far it's just very average to me. Did they use de-aging effect on Billy Loomis in Scream 5? I think it was, yeah. I'm not answering your question. Totally not, Double. I'm not answering your question. Not because I don't have an answer for you, but rather because I do. The answer would be no. I just don't want to answer your question. I'm very bad at that. I'm always like, oh no, if I see questions like that, I just shouldn't give it attention. But then I always give it attention. Because, I don't know. I do that anyways. Like, I always say that about, like, the, like, hate comments, too. I'm always like, oh, if you get hate comments, you just shouldn't, like, respond to them. But I usually do anyways, because it's kind of fun to respond to them. So, the last movie that made you cry, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once made me cry. So, that would be my answer. Do you think it's cringe when singers join big movies? I feel like Lady Gaga's the only good one. It depends if they're a good actor or not. If they're not, then sure. But if they're good, then I think it's whatever. Sup, Lola? You said you love haunted houses, right? There's a movie called The Haunted House, 2019. Or The Haunted, 2019. I will add it to my list. Is it? It's just called The Haunted? I'm not saying. Oh, it's from 2018. I think that was from 2018. Yeah, it was in 2018. I haven't seen it. I might check it out. I don't know. At Jennifer's Body. I've already seen Jennifer's Body. I liked it. I would sell my soul for you to watch Mother. I want to watch it just because I think Jennifer Lawrence is a really solid actress. So, what do you think about Glenn Glenda coming back from Chucky season 2? I think it's cool just to bring that storyline back and have it have some importance to the series. So I think it's good. Wait, we finally caught up to the comments? Holy shit, we did. Oh, that's incredible. Okay. I will end the stream, I think, in a couple minutes then. Perfect. Not that I want to leave. I love doing these streams, but I can't be here forever, so. They made that into a series before, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh yeah, there was some, like, series based on it, right? But I don't think it was anything too crazy, though. So looking forward to reaction to Gladiator. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. The movie is so incredible. Joaquin Phoenix is phenomenal. His performance is one for the ages. Very excited because I do really like Joaquin Phoenix. So, was Nightmare on Elm Street 4 the movie where is that scene kept repeating over and over again because it was a dream? No, I think that was the fifth one. Or no, was it the fourth? It was the fourth or the fifth one. I forget which one though. It might have been the fourth. I don't remember. It was either the fourth or the fifth. Are you gonna watch the movie with Harry Styles and Florence Pugh? Probably. The trailer looked decent. Have you seen Chappie? I haven't. I've seen the trailers though. The trailers were hilarious. I don't know why. For some reason, they just made me laugh. Do you think it's weird how WB hasn't made the Harry Potter franchise into TV shows? Oh, I completely think that's weird. They should definitely make that into a TV series because it works. It could work so well as a TV series. Just focus on a new group of kids at Hogwarts. I don't know why not. Have you seen The Ring? I saw The Ring from 2001. Yeah, that one with Naomi Watts. That's the only one I've seen. Okay, my voice is officially dead, and I've officially caught up with the comments. I haven't read all of them, obviously. I apologize if I didn't read yours, but I just can't. We'd be here all day. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stranger Things tomorrow. Both the episodes we'll do all in one day. I'll also do the full uncuts on Patreon for tomorrow as well, so definitely check that out if you're interested. Saturday, I'll do a ranking of all the seasons of Stranger Things, and then Sunday, I think I'll do an episode ranking possibly of Stranger Things, 10 episodes, like top 10 episodes, something like that. And then Monday or Tuesday should be Kingsman 2, and then that coming Thursday would be Thor 4, so we'll do a review for that. Maybe I'll do an MCU movie ranking. Don't know yet, but we'll see. And then obviously on Wednesday would be another Miss Marvel episode. I think we're going to start The Boys soon. A lot of stuff. So I will see you all in my next one. Peace out.